welcome to Mars Vlogs. So today, I don't know how much you guys will be able to hear, but we are trying our best to get this video for you guys. So I've got Prashant here, and he's going to be talking about the SOWP, which is Spousal Open Work Permit. So it's just a brief video of what was our process and how did we go about it. So let's see. So today we thought we'll talk about the SOWP. It might be a little noisy because the background, there are people sitting in this amazing restaurant called as Bar Willow Eatery, which is right outside. I mean, right on the edge. Yeah, like lakeside. So we are definitely visiting this place during summer. We had their lamb kibbap. It was too good. And so is the. So Prashant, I didn't want to get into too many details about the SOWP or things like that. I just wanted to have an interview with Prashant. Coffee with Malini or hot chocolate with Malini. So the first question is, how tedious was the SOWP process?
The process per se was not tedious, but the waiting period was kind of tedious because I applied towards the end of March from Canada itself, and I got the visa, the work permit by September end, which is roughly almost close to 6 months. So that waiting period was kind of tough because it's hard to follow up or anything unless you hear from IRCC. You have to just keep on waiting. Apart from that, process-wise, there's just 3 forms. I think there's one immigration 70 or something, some details you need to fill in. Then there is a client file, which is similar to when you apply for your other permits or your express entry, plus your credentials or your certificates from born to death or whatever.
So in Prashant's case, I don't know how many of you follow this, but then we didn't actually apply for his SOWP with my file. I applied for a student's permit, so I never applied for a spousal work permit with my file, mainly because there is a chance of rejection in that case. They say that the intention to go back might be less, and mostly the visa gets rejected because of that. So I came here in August 2021 and applied for his visa after I got my 3 months of pay stub, which was around December. So December 2nd was Prashant's birthday, and it was my my birthday gift for him, wherein I would apply for his file, because I'll tell you, the paperwork for the visitor visa was quite tedious because there's so many documentation to give. So he came here on a visitor visa, and then we applied for his SOWP once he landed here. So the paperwork is so tedious, and I literally cried doing the visitor visa paperwork. So once he came here, he reached here in
Feb 22nd.
Yeah, by Feb. And so we applied by December mid and got the visit visa by Feb mid. And then
the visa we got by
Jan we got, and he came here by Feb mid towards the end. And then so then the problem was he came here on a visit visa, but he couldn't actually work, mainly because he was on a visit visa. He didn't have a legal permit to work. So we waited. We tried. I think after 1 month, we applied for your SOWP, right?
Exactly. A month.
We applied for his SOWP right after 1 month. And then that process is kind of okay. It's similar to the visit visa. It's just that we need to give your financials. You need to show that you have a spouse here who's working. My client file with all my college details. What am I doing here? My pay stubs. All those kind of things. So that we had to do. And then he came here. Once he came here, we applied. So problem was the application process is kind of okay, because once you have done a Canada immigration process, you know how tedious or how difficult the application process is. But once that is done, The problem is the wait, not the actual wait. I mean the wait time. So
Very fun.
yeah. So he applied it.
March 28th,
Yeah.
2022.
He applied on March 28th.
Got it on September 25th, 20.
Yeah. So it's almost around April, May.
6 months.
April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, 6 months. 6 months we had to just wait, which is mainly because of the COVID delays and all. And overall, I think my student permit was just getting transferred to a work permit. Like it was in between. So there was a little bit of complication. So we also tried something called as flag polling, wherein we go to the border and then give your permits and all and then get it approved. I'll put up a separate video for that, but it didn't work out mainly because I was between my work permit and my student permit. It was like a implied status. So they told either mine has to get approved or else he just has to wait since he's already applied online. So how would you describe the wait period, Sean? Like, I know from my perspective because it was very difficult for us financially for that 6 months, mainly because it's just one person's salary, and I was a student for at least till April, and then I just had around $1,000 per month as an income. I was mainly depending on the GIC amount, but I would also like to know from his perspective because I'm sure there has been a different story to it from his side.
There's no different story per se. The main thing is financially we were quite tight because we also had payments to be done in India. I was not authorized to work, so it's like you feel like you're not able to help in the financial part. But we did do like a lot of deliveries, which I think was shown in the previous videos. We did like eye orders a bit, and we did skip a bit. So we tried to somehow.
So basically, I used to drive, and he used to deliver. So legally, he can't work, but after my work, so that was one very strenuous period of our life because he was here, and we had to actually make some extra income. So we literally had to like do extra work, right? Yeah. So. Basically, we did deliveries like every day after my work. So 5 o'clock I used to get done with my work, and then after that we used to go for deliveries till maybe around 8:30, 9, depending on the day it is. So it was a tough phase, but things are good now. Yeah. So mainly what I would say is that will to do any job or also. Like I know a lot of women who come here and then they are trying to bring their husband, they are getting depressed, the husband back home or kids back home are getting depressed. So I know how the status is, but then the problem is you have to wait, right? There's no other option, or else you have to just take the risk of applying from whichever country you're coming from and then come. One thing I see, the thing is especially in marriage, there's always this concept, at least in India, that the men work and the women, support. They don't actually contribute to the family as much as a man, right? So you have to erase that concept of your mind, especially if you're coming here as a student and trying to bring your husband here. Prashant, he's a person who does not have much of ego, as far as I know, like because then our marriage wouldn't have lasted. But he's a very accommodative person. He used to take care of things back at home. I mean, at home while I'm in office, or he used to like cook or take care of things at home, which made my life much easier. But if that was not the case, it would have been very difficult. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It would have been very difficult for us to actually, cope with things, because then I'll have to go to office, come back home and then, cook and things like that. So that way, if you look at it, it really worked for us. And do you want to add something to it?
No, what do we say?
Yeah. So now coming to the documents, like, do you remember what are the documents that you put up?
Spouse study permit, the admission letter from the college.
Enrollment letter.
Yeah. Then proof of funds, I think. Then
Proof of relationship.
marriage certificate.
So basically, you can add things like your chats to show how strong your relationship is. This is mainly for people who got married recently, but we've been married for more than 9 years now. So we didn't have to prove much because the marriage certificate showed the date. But still, it is good to put, like we had put our chats, like WhatsApp chats. Then we had put our marriage photos. Then we had also put up my passport, which has his name. So when I gave my client information, that is my information, I had given my enrollment letter. Then I had given my proof that the course is a full-time course. Then I had shown some proof of fund in Canada, basically my account statement, my GIC fund account, all those kind of things, and pay stubs. Then I also had to write a letter stating that I want my husband to be here, and that comes in the client file. So other than that, from his side, he had to put his regular documents like passport, those kind of things. He had to fill 2 applications, I think 2 or 3 applications. One was mainly about all his information. Second one was mainly about client information. That is both of our complete educational, then work experience and all those kind of things. And the third one, in some cases, I think travel history. I'm not very sure. I forgot by now. What it is. So these are the main documents. Just make sure you prove that your marriage has been. It's like a valid marriage. For that, whatever documents you can give, you need to give. Also, you need to show that
ties to home country.
Yeah, ties to home country, and that he's here to support you during your study, which is very important. Because you just need to justify and tell them that you're alone here, you can't manage things, and you need his support as a student. You're not able to cope up with things out here, and you need his support or her support while you're studying here. So that's how you mainly make the case very strong. Financials are very important. You need to show how much of fund did you show?
I think FD and cash inclusive was around 11 lakhs.
Yeah, so FD and cash in total was around 11 lakhs Indian rupees. And then I had shown some funds in Canada, not much, mainly my
dad's
GIC.
asset valuation.
Yeah, we did an asset valuation of.
Sorry to interrupt. Would you care for anything else right now?
Oh no, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So asset evaluation mainly to show that if at all there's any issues, his parents will support him. So we did all the evaluation of his FDs or the asset or whatever gold, whatever you can, just evaluate and then put it in the file. So your CA can do that for you. Other than that, we also had an affidavit, right?
That's the same. But my
Evaluation
dad's,
and affidavit. Yeah,
Affidavit
evaluation is
is
basically
handwritten. I made it.
Yeah. So affidavit, evaluation is mainly all your financials. He's listing out everything and telling what is the total value in INR, which is Indian rupees, or and in Canadian dollars, and also an affidavit stating that from his dad, stating that if anything happens here or in case of an emergency, he'll be able to help out. So that is very important. Other than that, so like I told you, the main problem is the weight. Even if it is from India or after coming here, I'll tell you the reason why I preferred applying it from Canada. So I heard, I came during COVID, right? So I heard from a lot of my friends or whoever was here that it was taking a lot of time in case the person comes on SOWP to get it approved. That is, if he's in India and I'm applying for the SOWP from when he's in India, it takes time to get approved. So we thought, okay, might as well bring him here on a visit visa. At least we can be together and he can also experience the place and get to know things by the time he starts work, right? So we did that, and I think it worked out well for us. The only thing is you need to have patience in just to wait out and I think it's faster now, but still there is a wait game that happens, so you need to have the patience to go through that. Other than that, what else you want to add?
The fees is around $250.
Yeah, it's
Application
around
fees.
$250, which is the case for most of the applications. I think $150 to $250 for the SOWP. So flat polling that I was talking about is mainly a process where if your spouse is in Canada, you can actually travel to the border, whichever is your closest border, give all your documentation, and they can get it approved there. I have done a small video, but since it didn't get approved through flat polling, I have not uploaded it now, but I'll try to put it up. So that is another option in case it's getting too delayed. But since I was on implied status, it didn't work out. Other than that, so how was your experience coming to Canada? Like, do you think it's worthwhile leaving everything back home and coming here and starting things from scratch? Like as a spouse, okay, student, I understand it's easier for me because I've come here and I've established things here as a student, or found friends and been here for some time. But when you come as a spouse, what do you think is an experience?
See, if you're coming in a how do you say, in a visit visa where you can't work, you feel like handicapped, you can't help into the household, like daily spending, you try to, what do you say, take part in like household chores, cooking, cleaning, take care of the house, if you have kids, that too. Apart from that, you can't do much like in terms of earning, so that is a bit frustrating at times, but there is still options like deliveries. There are a lot of ways which both of them together can work and make some money. So once you get the permit, then things are smooth. I mean, if you like get a work, then you can go forward. Apart from that, experience has been good. The winter, like people who have not experienced winter, it's like I came in Feb, there was a snowstorm the day after I came. So I have experienced it before, but it was still a new experience. So then you are in Canada, you're trying to build from scratch, so you have to wait it out, play slow innings, as they say. All will work out, hopefully. Touch wood.
Yeah, so we are now in the hope of getting our PR process in place. I'll do a detailed video about the SINP or how the process works here. Many of you are getting worked up about how to go about it. Will I get a work permit within a year? Or I mean, not work permit, PR within a year and things like that. So I'll do a detailed video. I usually do videos where I have experienced things firsthand. I just don't put up things which I'm not sure of. So I want to be sure about things and then put it up. So this has been pending for a long time, so finally we thought, okay, we should do it and put it up. Hopefully this video will get released because we are sitting in a restaurant where there's music playing, and I hope there's no copyright, and also that the audio is clear. And we are also going to do a video on this experience in getting jobs in Canada. Many of you are worried about whether you will get jobs here. I'm not the right person to talk about it because I haven't attended many interviews here. But he is the right person. He'll also be able to tell you how to crack interviews. I don't know. I mean, touch wood. He's been able to do that. So I think it will be good to know things from him first, and provided we don't fight. Most of the videos that we take, we'll end up fighting like cats and dogs. We just finished with a fight. Look at his face. We just finished a fight. We cut the video in between. We fought for like 10-15 minutes. Now we are back in the video. So if we don't fight, and if Mr. Prashant Nair is willing to participate in the interview, we will be doing one more where he explains how to get jobs in Canada as a spouse or even as a student. So that's it, guys. We are having some yummy food: hot chocolate, lamb kibba, then some I don't know what.
Focaccia with
Flatbread,
bacon and cream cheese. It's just gone cold.
Yeah, it's gone cold, and this is a very nice place to come and sit. Like we are coming here for the first time. We really liked it. So hopefully this video will get released with all the copyright issues, and I'll try to get it sorted. But let's see. That's all, guys. So if you have any questions about the SOWP, put your comment below. Ask us about it, ask Prashant about it. We'll be more than happy to help you guys. Also, please like, share, and subscribe our video. I mean, Prashant came up with the statistics after checking my YouTube that more than 70% are not subscribing to our channel. So we want you guys to subscribe so that you get good content. That's all, guys. Stay tuned. We'll have more interesting content for you guys.